decisions are limited during and within the show, but they are often a base for a decision of an eventual non-admittance to the next show. And you know that the show is so important, it means for them exclusion for the world market for the next 12 months if they are not admitted. In fact, the panel decisions have become something like an expert opinion for ordinary courts in Switzerland and abroad. What we could see that we had a reduction of the cases. We started with 50 cases during these 8 days per year. We are now between 15 to 16 cases, but in a growing market of copies and imitations in the luxury industry worldwide. We have a preventive effect. That means doubtful objects will not be brought to the show. Counterfeiters and imitators know what they risk when they come at Basel. And as Quint Darcy said, panel is no more something bad and negative. It has become for us, for the company, as an attribute of quality. It has become as a USP for the exhibition organizer MCH Group Ltd. That means we had in the last 26 years about 800 cases to decide. All 800 cases are stocked. I have a whole data bank about all these cases. And in 3 or 4 cases, we came to the conclusion that it is a violation. And I fully agree that there is a growing responsibility of the exhibition industry as for other industries too. And I would say we have 3 concrete steps to look at. I think before every trade show, preventive measures, that means providing of information on IPR protection, should be done to the exhibitors, eventually a non-admission to the trade show for doubtful exhibitors. During, we have to foresee a procedure for compulsory measures. That means to foresee immediate withdrawal of contested objects. That means exclusion of the market during the most important time. But what we also offer is some soft measures for other shows, like providing interpreters to facilitate communication in the case of disputes with foreign exhibitors, on-site office to deal with an IPR request or complaint, and exhibitors should be encouraged to indicate that their products are protected by IP rights where applicable. And after the show goes on, that's an information campaign. We, from the MCH Group, we have a strong cooperation with business associations around the world in the different countries. I am often in China, in Hong Kong, and in Bangkok, and I have the possibility to give some education seminars there for the exhibiting companies so that they learn what's allowed and what's not allowed. And we have also in Basel a good cooperation with the custom authorities due to the international airport at the frontier line between Switzerland and France. And what is also important is, I think, these products are only produced because there is a demand from consumers. Therefore, it's absolutely important to support any kind of public awareness campaigns. I can cite just Stop Piracy in Switzerland, which is a fantastic cooperation between the private and the public sector to raise public awareness. The fact and the conclusion is exhibitions are important. They are an important step in the supply chain for the protection of IPR and should be enforced, but there are some business practice which can be done also at other shows so that counterfeiters and imitators cannot go on with their business. I thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Christophe. And lastly, Olivier. No and could I remind everyone to please switch off their mobile phones? That was mine.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to discover very simple solutions to tackle the problem of counterfeit using intermediaries. So I will try to raise some points. What I would like to do first is to explain exactly what is the postal sector, because I guess some of you know the mailman and the PO boxes, things like that. But what we are talking about when we speak about international flows of post is letters from 0 to 2 kilos, is parcel from 0 to 20, 30 kilos, it depends of the country, and it's EMS, Express Mail Services, which is a product which belongs to the rules of the Universal Postal Union. Those flows are ruled under the rules of UPU, Universal Postal Union, which is an international treaty signed by 191 states, and engaging those states to permit the freedom of trade and other nasty things that maybe you don't like. So I will add also the fact that I give you just an example. In 2008, the postal sector carry about 433 billion items of mail from 0 to 2 kilos, where you can put something. And I mean a goods, a legitimate one, or unfortunately, and it's happening, the fake one. And on parcels, the data are about 6.5 billion a year. So as you may notice, it's quite a nightmare for customs authorities, the problem of counterfeiting to the postal sector, because with the development of internet and with the development of selling distance, you can find and you can buy directly from your home quite almost everything. And normally we try to avoid distributing it, but it happens. Unfortunately, it happens that we distribute those product counterfeit. So just a last data to give you an overview. We have 5.6 billion people working for us because all of you are sending mails and things like that. So in a way, I will join Darcy on that. We are all together in the same supply chain. What is the postal process? It's a complicated one, and it's why the issue of the counterfeit into the postal process is a very complicated one. We are not an integrated network. If you look at, for example, FedEx or UPS, when you go to an agency into Thailand, in Phuket, for example, and you want to send those beautiful Abercrombie & Fitch t-shirts you have found in the beach, you can use this FedEx or UPS, but it's own office of FedEx or UPS. On the postal sector, you can use Thailand Post, and if you use Thailand Post, it's a national administration, and they have their own right on the country, and they do almost what they want. And my influence as La Poste, or my influence as a European postal operator, is very limited on Thailand Post, and I'm not even speaking on China Post, for example. My problem with that is the fact that we're also offering a very cheap service. In fact, if you look correctly of the positionment of the post and the different others type of business I mentioned, like FedEx or UPS, if it's slow, light, and cheap, it's us, you know. So in a way, and you are very happy because I see smiles on the face. So you are very happy to find us, to not sending a little letter of 20 grams from China to Europe at more than 100 euros, for example. So we try to continue with this level of activity as main this price. We try to continue with this level of amount of things. I mentioned that, billions of items. And as a customer, you are expecting fast service, at least fast service. So it's one of the major problems for us that some counterfeiters are using our network to send counterfeit. It's true. It's true. We know that. So what we have done, it's a very, very beginning subject into the postal sector. And I'm quite happy to be here because we with Italy and Germany and England be one of the first country to raise this issue in the postal sector and fight against that. In 2008, how the UPU work? The UPU, the International Treaty of the UPU, is built every 4 years. Every 4 years, you have a Congress. We reunite all the country of the world, and we discuss during 4 to 6 weeks all the text, and we finally adopt this international treaty adopted by all the states. In 2008, in the last Congress in Geneva, with Italy, Germany, and England, UK, sorry, we succeed to forbid the use of postal sector for the counterfeit and pirated items. You can think it was easy, or you can think it's just the beginning, but before 2008, it was not forbidden to send counterfeit item through the postal sector. I mean, for sure, because we were an European operators based in France, when we receive a counterfeit, for sure, we have our custom friends in our sorting center who stops those things, and it's totally normal. But the funny thing is that before 2008, we were obliged to pay a fee because we didn't deliver the product. And for example, you have an Asian country, a big one, sending some counterfeit products through our network. We were obliged to pay them a fee because we haven't distributed the product. So it was a victory. It was a tough one. It was a very tough one because I was in the trip at Geneva at this moment, and I can tell you that 22 countries vote against that, and even one European country. I didn't mention it, but for sure. And so, and once again, I would like to thank World Customs Organization, because at those moments there were one representative of the World Customs Organization in the room, and it helped us raising this problem, saying, hey, it's not a lubie of European operators. It's a major issue. And so we have now to tackle it. So it was very helpful, but it's still a very tough question. So now we have the juridical arsenal, we have the law, so we are exempted to pay fees when we stop something, or when the customs stop something in our network. So what can we do now? The first things that we are doing are, maybe you can smile about that, but raise the issue into the postal sector. Because, to be frank with you, we discuss this issue every time we have a meeting. We, as La Poste, we spend about 4 to 6 weeks every year going on those countries, and every time and everywhere in the world saying, hey, we have this issue, we need to tackle this issue, and we need to do something. In March, we are going to Argentina to have a big meeting during 3 days with the DHS, US DHS, with French Customs, with representative of large groups to raise the issue of counterfeit. And why do we do that? Because when you discuss directly with the country, they say to you, some of the country, and unfortunately I will speak about tobacco, for example. Some of the border country of Europe says, hey, you want that I kill myself because I am sending a huge amount of maybe counterfeited or pirated cigarettes to Europe using this network. So why do you want that I kill